What's up, beauties? Healing is not a one-way journey. Depending on what your pain is, depending on how much healing you've done, what you've resolved for yourself, it doesn't mean you're never going to be back in that place again where you're either in extreme back pain or resentment, anger, frustration, heartache, right? Life is a cycle. So these cycles come and they go and they come back again and they go again. And just because you've done, right? Just because you're shooting yourself and saying, oh, I've done 2 years of work on this. I've done 2 years of shadow work. I've done 4 years of trauma work. I've done 14 years of spinal rehabilitation. Doesn't mean you're not going to experience flare-ups. Doesn't mean you're not going to feel that pain again. It's just that the heights and the depths are going to start to get closer together, so you're decreasing that extreme nature of each one. Doesn't mean that, for example, I had my period start yesterday and I was furious, incredibly resentful, and self-degrading. I was shitting myself like I should be here at a specific level of my business and my practice and what I'm doing and how I'm expressing it to the world. Is that helpful? No. And did I still go through it? Yes. Because you can't avoid these things, right? This is healing. It is the process. It's gonna suck sometimes. It's gonna really fucking suck. But that time that you spend in that suckness, in that really shitty feeling, you're gonna feel shitty feelings. You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna do sabotaging behaviors. You're going to. You have relapses with things, You might go back to that substance that you quit. You might have a flare-up in your back pain when you've been so good at staying with your practices and keeping up on your core work and, so the weather is off and there's a lot of atmospheric pressure and my back feels like I threw it out again. Does that mean I'm going to hop back on this spiral of negative thoughts that are going to keep me stuck in that pain for as long of a time, or that it's going to last forever? No, right? But we still experience these down cycles. And if we didn't experience that really shitty feeling, would we be able to experience the counter of that, the high bliss feelings, those ecstatic moments as strongly? No. Because if our life is just this balanced flat line and anything that happens we can just let go and shake off, very few people is that a reality for, right? Sure, if you can commit to a daily practice of whatever it is for you, yoga and meditation, and you can journal all of your feelings and process things and eat all the best things that support you forever and ever, you might be like Buddha. You might reach Jesus status, right? And is that reality for most people? Hell motherfucking no. It's not. And I don't personally choose to be at that level all the time because I really like being a human. I dig it so much. It helps me to connect with other beings. It helps me to share this experience of humanity with others, with myself. I get to feel new things. When I am on this healing journey, and I am, and I get to a point where something really knocks me out again, there's joy there too. There's joy there because I know that it's not forever, and I'm not like totally blown back by it like I used to be, like, what the fuck is this, and screaming at the universe. Now I know, oh, it's my time of the month, the moon is in a certain sign that makes me really affected emotionally, right? And I just had X, Y, and Z happen to me in my external environment that really upset me. You know, somebody speaks to me in a bad way that's not kind or compassionate. That upsets me. I'm a human. I'm allowed to feel upset, right? I'm not where I wanted to be in my business. I'm not. I wanted to be there. It doesn't change it. It doesn't make it so that I'm all of a sudden magically not, I am there, or that I no longer want to be there. I still want it, but I'm not there. It's the piece of the self-judgment that comes in. And so many people will tell you, so this, just don't judge yourself. Love yourself through it. And that's much easier said than done, right? I can try and use my tools to love myself in those moments when I'm feeling like a piece of poo and I should have been here and da-da-da. Yes, none of this is helpful. And yet, if I don't feel that feeling, if I don't feel that shitty emotion of, I really should be doing better, right? I shouldn't be experiencing this much pain. If I don't let myself feel that, it's going to hang out and stick around, right? Even in the acknowledgement sometimes, I will acknowledge myself like, damn, I feel shitty as fuck, right? Like, I am miserable right now. I told a friend last night, I didn't even see her at the fruit stand. I was so pissed off and so stuck in my own world. I was in a sad state, right? I didn't even see her standing next to me until I got back on my motorbike, looked back, and I'm like, fuck, that's my friend. So I called out to her and just said like, hey, I didn't even notice you were there. I'm in such a foul mood. And it didn't change, right? It doesn't change the mood. We want so badly to just shift out of it, like make my pain go away. I don't want to be in this foul mood. Yeah, you don't. But the only way out is through. You got to sit in it. You got to experience it. So I'm sitting in it. I feel foul. I'm pissed off at everyone. I'm resentful. I just want fucking carrot cake and a soda, and they're out of carrot cake at the bakery, and like, I don't have any wine left at home. Like, come on, can a girl get a break? No, she can't. And she's gonna have to sit there with her emotions and feel shitty. That doesn't mean you're not healing. That doesn't mean you're not doing a fucking awesome job at your healing. That doesn't mean you're gonna be here forever. That doesn't mean that this is gonna mean something even worse, that I'm gonna go back, right? I'm gonna like relapse into like even worse than I was before. None of this is true, right? These are false beliefs. So just allow yourself a little bit more compassion, a little bit more love, and know that you're gonna feel like shit. And it doesn't make you an imposter, right? You're not like faking it and trying to tell everybody how to heal. No, you're sharing your valid, true experience, and it's fucking amazing and it's beautiful, and you still need to say it, even in those shitty ass times, right? And yeah, social media is fake nonsense, right? I'm not gonna come on here in the middle of my crying weepy fit and tell you how miserable I am, because I don't want you to feel that way, right? But make no mistake about it, I do feel that way. And it happens sometimes when I least expect it, when it would seem like to anyone else, nothing is wrong. And I'll even say that sometimes, nothing is even wrong, yet I'm really sad, I'm really emotional, I'm really pissed off, I'm super resentful. And then I just have to check in with myself, right? What have I been doing? Am I practicing? Am I meditating? Am I doing the things that are really aligned with me? And a lot of times it's like, well, no, you're actually not. And you've been letting yourself get into this cycle of self-deprecation, like I should be here, I should be there, comparing yourself to other people. The truth is, I've been comparing myself to people who have been having their own entrepreneurial business their entire life, or at least 10 years. Right? I am not there yet. So for me to judge myself against someone who has been doing what I'm trying to do way longer, or has a team behind them, or had financial backing, or who the hell else knows what else they've had, they don't have my experience. So I'm gonna sit in my shitty ass feelings and feel like shit for a bit. Because a lot of times that shit feeling is the motivating factor to get you to get out of it. But you're not going to get out of it until you need to get out of it, until you feel that urge. So there's nothing that I can, I could tell you till I'm blue in the face. Oh, just, do this breath work and change your energy, shift your energy. Sure. But do you want to? Do you want to shift your energy? Because it's not going to shift you into like pure abundance and instant manifestation. And it still doesn't mean you're not doing that work either, right? You are receiving everything that you're needing in this moment. You're still doing the work, babe. So like give yourself a pat on the back and maybe jump back in bed and cry for a day. Because that means you're doing it. You're doing awesome. And you're feeling those feelings and allowing them space to process. You are not a shitty person. You should not be anywhere further than where you are. So be there. Allow yourself to sit in that because it's awesome that you're there. It's awesome that you can experience these negative side effects of reality. It's amazing because then you also get to experience the converse of that, right? Damn, my hair is frizzy. It is raining up in here. Right? But we only get to experience these like vast highs. Not only, but it exemplifies or gives it like a turbo boost when we also experience these like really low lows. So just revel in them, right? Get all snugly up in your covers and just like, or scream into a pillow and like punch some shit with some boxing gloves, whatever you need to do to make you feel good, or just sit in that misery. It's really important. We don't acknowledge how important it is to just like feel bad feelings. We have to feel them. It doesn't mean you're not a professional. It doesn't mean you're not like awesome at it. It doesn't mean you're not healing. It doesn't mean you don't have the right to be showing someone else what's worked for you. It doesn't mean, oh, I can't share my tools today because, I'm a what's that word? A phony. I'm a faker. I'm a fraud, right? I'm an imposter. I'm acting like I have all the answers. You're not acting like you have all the answers. Some days you got great answers. Some days you don't have so many, but you already gave them, right? Everything that you did has already been done. You're already there. You got it. You hit that. You shared it already. So today, maybe it's just time for you to be with you and just be miserable. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm so sick of all this bullshit like, oh, let's switch our energy. Let's get up into the happy space. Let's think of everything positive and da-da-da. I've done it too. I've had so many videos where I've shared how to switch your energy and think positive and get rid of the negative thoughts. But the fact is they're there. And anyone that tells you, oh, you can get rid of your ego, that is the biggest bullshit line I have ever heard. You cannot get rid of your ego. It is a part of you, just like your whole left side of your body is a part of you. Right? We're just trying to understand our ego better and love our ego more. Not try to cut it out, get rid of it. That's impossible. Right? It's even more impossible than it would be to cut the left side of your body off. It is not possible. You can't get rid of your ego. And the people who would say to you, oh, check your ego, get rid of your ego, no egos here. It's like, well, then this isn't possible. This is a space outside of the human dimension because I am a human. The only time I can subsume my ego is when I'm tapped into the universal consciousness. How often do I sit in meditation? Maybe more than most people. It's still not that much. So like throughout my day, I'm acting on ego a lot of the time. So stop like naysaying or like bashing yourself for being in your ego. Be in it, acknowledge it, be aware of it, and then, do what you gotta do. If you want to sit in that ego and be like all judgy and whatever and self-judge and criticize, fine. Be there. Right? That's it. Not like try to get out of it or do this technique. Just like be in it. That's healing. Being in the negative. Accepting it as part of reality and also accepting that it's going to come back again. So what you going to do? You're doing all this work so that when it comes back again, you want to kick it out. You want to, nail up the door so that the ego can't come back, so that negative thoughts and feelings can't come back. They're going to come back. They're always going to come back. How are you coping with it? How do you accept it? How do you deal with it? And that is defined by however the fuck you want to deal with them. Right? If it's being miserable for a day, a week, a month, a whole fucking year, fine, be miserable. Feel how that feels. Congratulations, you just experienced misery. That's it. There's no prize for like being a happy, bubbly, everything's beautiful, I'm wonderful, I'm grateful all the time. No. And ain't nobody gonna like you either. Stop it with this nonsense. Like, oh, I live outside of my ego and I've, achieved total consciousness. Like Caddyshack. Anywho. Healing is a cycle. Healing is a journey that lasts forever. It is not going to end at a certain place and then all of a sudden you never feel pain anymore. You know what that is? Death. That is called death. Because then the ego does die. Because then you are pure spirit. Okay? So if you are alive, you're gonna experience downturns again. You're gonna experience sadness, depression, heartache, pain. It just may not be as extreme. So just watch it and be like, that feels really shitty, but I'm not like crazy and going back to like my old habits and scapegoats and crutches that I used to. So, hey, doing pretty good. I'm healing. Let's say it together. I'm healing. Healing is my journey, and it will not end until I die. So let's stop kicking our own asses for feeling like shit, because it's gonna happen again. And what are you gonna do then? Be even more pissed off at yourself? Because then you're even further along on your journey, and you still ain't there yet. You're still not able to remove the ego from your brain. Oh, you must need some more healing. Of course I do. Everybody does. We're all healing. Always. All the time. That's what this whole experience of reality is. So, what do you think about that? Please let me know in the comments below what you actually think. And if you'd like more of this, let's work together in a private coaching container. We can talk about the things that are specifically affecting you and how you're going to move towards where you want to be on your healing journey. Right? You might just want to like get over this one hump. So it might just take like a session or like a week or a month, right? Or maybe you're like, I want to like heal all aspects of me. And that's where we can really dive into a 6-month container. We can talk about your spirit, your mental capacities, your emotional body, your physical body, right? These are 4 elements of holistic coaching. So we can go through all of these and really dive deep into like, what's that suffering? What's that pain? How am I allowing myself space to sit with it? This is what coaching is. If you want some more info, send me a message. If not, please let yourself be in negative emotions. Just let yourself be there. I also have a private Facebook group called Restore and Love Yourself with Beth. In it, we have loads of restorative and yoga nidra classes where you're doing just that. You're sitting with all your feelings as they come up. I'm just guiding you through with some themes, some nice music, some stories about the goddesses, but really, you're just sitting with your emotions. You're sitting with your thoughts. You're sitting in your body and feeling your physical feelings. You're sitting and connecting with spirit. That's what it's there for. All of my private coaching clients get access to this group so that they can access all the classes all the time too. So what you waiting for? If you're not sitting with some of your emotions and carving out time for you to be miserable, be stuck, be hurt, be in pain, have heartache, be resentful, be angry, be pissed off, join us. That's what we do. And it is fun, actually. It's fun to be with other people who understand I'm magical as fuck. I'm able to step outside of my humanness, but sometimes I come back to it because it's a cycle and I get stuck there, and that's okay. And I'm going to spend today in that feeling. I'm not going to post about it. It's not sexy. But I'm going to take that time with me. I'm going to sit in that shit. In that mucky, murky shit. I love you. But you have to love you. And this is the journey. It's not one way. It keeps coming back and back and back. And each time you get closer and closer and closer to just being all right all the time. But if we don't take those deep, deep dives, we don't feel the heights as extremely. And that's okay too, because eventually we're going to balance out. It's going to get less and less on each side. That's when you see those, Buddhas, enlightened beings, Jesus. They're just like, hey, something comes at me. I'm like, pew, it's all good. I'm just aight. I'm just good. I'm just here. Okay? Love you.